Saturday night and the lights go hot. SGPN on the mic at the Derby spot. Virtual Kentucky running live on the stream. 3 big races, 30 large in the dream.
10 grand heat after heat in the globe. Bed by flying down the line in the show. Paraquine pumping like a backstage drum. Photo finish live where the legends come.
Turn it up, let the numbers ride, and hear the chat roar. Worlds collide. SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foals tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand, feel the energy.
Hosts crack jokes while the gates line up. Crowds going crazy as they fill that cup. Digital dirt fly when the bell hits loud. Every pick riding on the voice of the crowd.
Horses dig in when the backstretch calls. 100,000 dreams in those pixel walls. Stretch run hits and the chat explodes. SGPN driving down the final rows.
Turn it up, let the numbers ride.
Hear the chat roar, worlds collide. SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foals tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand, feel the energy.
Tomorrow's Foalsy.
New dreams coming.
New dreams coming.
Monday brings baby.
New season running.
Foalsy.
Foalsy. Let the future bring.
SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foalsy tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand.
Feel the energy.
And we are off for episode 33, which means I think our 9th season doing shows here on Run for the Roses. I am Ryan Real Money Kramer, and I am joined by the chief horse officer and breeder of the season 29 Kentucky Derby champion, Mr. Scott Bowser. Scott, 9 season later. How do we feel?
Feeling the energy, as the song says.
Yeah. Shout out to in general. Shout out to everyone still kicking around their horses in the stable. Certainly, big shout out to. I'm sitting here scrambling, Bowser, trying to once again not credit the right stable. High Octane Racing. Shout out to them for the theme song. Unsolicited, very nice, and yeah, shout out to everyone else. The Gallup series is coming up. Qualifiers on Saturday. Shout out to Puerto Rico. He's doing the Lord's work out there. And everyone else. We got a loaded show. It's week 1, so we'll be going over our foals at the end of the episode. Maybe a couple surprise retirings. I have some horses maybe we can retire. Woo! and maybe a little touch on breeding. Look ahead to breeding. Before that, we'll go around the floor of the stock market that is the horse sales marketplace.
You know what? I forgot to mention this before, but we got a couple more horses to give in memoriam to.
Oh, and we'll have an in memoriam. Very good. Yeah, we'll look at some big sales. We'll have an in memoriam to some of our lost soldiers.
Just
our gal this season. Oh yeah. Man, that was kind of our first one. And then, yeah, we'll get started with a little season 36 update. Yeah, before we get into all of that, Bowser, anything you want to touch on?
Nah, man. Well, I mean, we're gonna get to it with the season 36 changes, but I'm pumped with everything going on in the game right now, man. Seems like a fun time to be in. So make sure you use our promo code SGPN if you haven't signed up yet, and get over there. Like we always say, a great place to start is just by betting on the races, getting a feel for it. There's a lot of claimers running. We're running more stuff in claimers, so you can claim our horses for pretty cheap in some of these. Yeah, let's fucking go.
And like you said, we have some listed. We'll be sure to flash those on the screen at the end. And who knows? Maybe if we're feeling friendly, we'll give something away. We did just give away, I think, a dozen-ish horses. So I know we then promptly smacked 2 of them on the track, but that's for another day. All right, let's get started with just a quick season 36 update. We touched on some of these updates at the end of last season, but essentially the big notes for the racers out there, and you've probably already noticed it if you're in, but High Court is done. There are still G3s, and I think it's just G3s, but there still are kind of higher dollar 4-year-old races. My honest opinion right now is I think we're generally finding it easier to retire a horse if we think it's going to be a great breeder versus running it longer now due to the changes. I think in the past we've run some of our champions to try to take down a High Court. Yeah, I don't know. Any other notes on this one? I think in general this is going to evolve more, I feel, because we do have a 5-year-old series. We do have a 6-year-old series.
Well, and I think with the undercards being removed too, we're less likely to push stuff for the bubble stuff, like.
Yeah, I think in some ways the removal of the High Court is making it just easier to send. It's honestly making it easier to take things off the track. The undercard removal, I'm with you. I think it just makes it easier to say, okay, this is a horse we need to unpush and either drop into claimers or talk about retirement.
Or exactly.
Basically, depending on and I'll pull back the curtain, but basically, if you're an S+, I'm probably looking for you as like a claimer. Maybe you run in like the low stakes stuff, but if you're an SS minus, then you still have value to me, and you're probably not something we're rushing to retire.
Well, I think more for the LDS S+ or LDF S+, because I think in the other areas of left dirt soft and left turf, we're still a little behind there. So the S+ stuff kind of is helping us fill out there a little more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the S+ stuff becomes an easy decision to retire due to these changes. So we'll see what they do. I mean, I certainly. It feels like we're getting back to a place we were much earlier in the game where there was a little bit more of a rush to retire things. We all remember when Kingman was dominating the Derby qualification and just retired. I think we're back to kind of that world. I think we'll see a lot more 3-year-olds on the edge pushing retirement, and then just in general, if it's not working out for you and you don't really want to, it's not something you want to put in claimers because you maybe want to see the reveal and use it post-retirement, then yeah, I think we just end up retiring a lot more stuff quicker.
Yep. Shout out to Japan in the chat.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, Japan. Other notes: if you've been running in the Silver Stakes, which it's always fun to have some horses trickle through to the older ages, and so Silver Stakes is a 6-year-old. Before it did not have a free roll at the end, it now has a free roll, which also an interesting angle for the Silver Stakes and the Middle Age Madness is if you are looking to get in the game for cheaper, buying an older horse that hasn't been retired yet. These series are certainly like we have some horses that will 100% be running in these free rolls. Middle Age Madness, the 5-year-old series, still going, and then the big one that we've kind of talked about is that the Claim to Fame series is getting a bump in purse, and so this chart here, kind of zooming back out a little too, but just the bigger claimer pot makes it easier to justify getting into claimers, but. The key thing here, as I did some research, was that, due to the fact that purses will now be driven off of breeding fees, they've advertised what the next 4 seasons will look like as like a commitment. And then from there on, it's going to be derived based on breeding. And so this is kind of our baseline to kind of, looking at what we've been at in a lot of cases, rising stars, majors, these are all kind of where they were at. And I think going forward, these will be variable based on how well the breed season goes for that age group. So in the 3-year-old season for, say, this year's breed, like the foals we just had, for example, that breeding revenue would then drive when those horses are 3-year-old, that their pots for majors, et cetera, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big change. It means 100%. You got it. Like, I think it means just paying a little bit more attention to the pots and seeing what they're going to look like, making sure they're what you expect them to be. Let's see what else. Yeah, and they kind of explain it here. The 3-year-old prize pool is driven off of the revenue from breeding that season, yada yada yada. So the age group, the pot sticks with the age group basically. Yeah, and then
that's great too. Like
what's that?
I like that. I like that change a lot because like ideally, it creates a snowball effect where each season we're getting a little bit bigger kind of thing. So
yeah, it's like one of those things where you can view it as a negative, you can view it as a sign that things are maybe not going as well, or you can view it as a sign of like greater sustainability where pots could get much bigger.
Exactly. That's how I'm choosing to look at it.
Staking, which is something we've not sold much, if any, of our crown the entire time we've been in here, which no judgment, but there is now a 20% staking kickback back to third time. So normally 10% of the rake goes to the stakers. Now 2% of that will go into the ecosystem. So I think we would expect our yield to go down a little bit, but with the price of crown right now, the yield has been quite ridiculous, and so it's obviously the price of crown going up would also be good.
Dude,
but
we just won like 15,000 crown last season in free rolls and stuff. So I mean,
yeah, and I do like not to go back to the free roll we were reworking, but I like that they're basically putting all the free rolls back to Derby with a couple exceptions in crown.
Yeah.
Personally. All right. So then, the other big thing for season 36, and I noticed this organically when I was just looking around at one of our horses. I entered it in something, then realized we might have had a better spot. Scratches are actually free. That was kind of a way that I think they were intending to generate revenue, like burn revenue basically at some point, but they have converted that to being free. I'll see how that I'll be curious to see how this works out in general. And then kind of tying into that, something else I stumbled into, you can now give a horse a backup race. So let's say you enter it in something and you're not sure if it's going to make the cut because of its earnings. You can actually file a set, or maybe it's not going to fill. You can put in a backup race now, which not directly,
really cool.
not directly related to this, but I like having that as a, we always talk about this in the footium world where it's like the more automation the better, because it makes it easier for me to play the game, and so I really like that as well.
Well, and like what I like about the no scratch fees too is like, let's say you put a horse in a race and there's two similar races, and then you notice one's only going to barely fill up and the other happen to fill up much with much more horses. You could scratch and still get into the bigger pot if you want, and stuff like that. So
that would be what I would expect. Like, that's going to be our common use case for this.
Yeah.
What you just described. So,
yeah. I think that's a great, to me, I immediately thought that's a perfect scenario for using that and whatnot.
And then let's see, what other big news? I shared this with you earlier. And I'll just,
I think this is the biggest thing, honestly, if you ask me. But
and I'll use Commandant as the example. But they've essentially changed the structure of breed fees once again, and I would expect this will continue to happen as the game changes. But the $1,000 common breed has now been brought up to S, and the S plus breed, which is 1,000 Derby, and the S plus breeds have been brought down from 4,000 to 3,000. So a pretty significant change, especially for our in-house stuff. That's going to drop the price for us, 500 Derby for each in-house S plus breed. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. And also creates a little bit of value differentiation between the SS minus and the S plus.
Yeah. And I thought this was long overdue honest, last couple seasons, because, or not long overdue, but I felt like this was kind of necessary the last couple of seasons, because we're starting to see the S pluses being phased out, of not being on equal footing so much in these majors, even though S pluses just did very well in the Harbor Classic Series last season. But for the most part, we're seeing SS minuses clearly being on a tier above right now than everything else in the game. So we need to acknowledge that with the breed fees, you know? And so this is kind of an acknowledgement that this higher tier, and also the fact that SS is here now, we've now created this new top end tier. So,
well, I think that's the big thing, is that with SS coming into the fold, you have to do something there. And so, you know, and not that it changed a ton.
But like when we talk about like horse distribution and stuff, we're now seeing like S plus being basically the biggest population in the game right now. So yeah, that should be the medium, like on the kind of lower end of it or whatever, you know, like,
yeah,
makes sense.
And then, yeah,
I like how when you texted me this too earlier, I love it. Like you said, I've never seen the color for D before.
Yeah, D. I've never seen brown before. That was I've seen we've seen the blue of C- or whatever, but I've never seen the brown of D.
Brown is it's real shit, you know. No.
And then just a real quick, I wanted to both point out the race queuing, like I was saying, but basically once a horse is in a race, you're given an option to select a backup race, and then once you select it, you can kind of see both races.
That's awesome.
I've done this already with one of our horses. And the other thing I want to note is, you know, this their knowledge base has become very good. They kind of put out a redone how to play the game. And so if you are new to this game, if you are new, highly recommend you jump in here. They've spruced it up, cleaned it up, and made it very easy to navigate. Kind of explains all of the, you know, there's a whole breeding section, there's a whole racing section. It's a pretty good spot to start if you're getting into the game. All right. With that, so and then I would say like my notes on season 36 so far is that I'm seeing a higher volume on the turf side. I do think we're seeing left turf we don't do right turn. Sorry, not sorry, but on the left turn side, I would say this: I'm noticing more volume in the left turf, and I'm noticing left dirt to be a little less volume, maybe. It could just be a product of the 2-year-olds and just not seeing as much stuff accelerating out of maidens, but that would be my take so far.
Well, and I've been calling this out, how everybody's building up left turf the last few months, like the arms race and everything. I've been kind of really paying attention to this because I do think it's the fastest growing area of the game right now. So,
yeah, I mean, I mean, if you just go off of sales, it certainly feels that way. And maybe that's a good transition over to...
we just had another big left turf sale, like a big time one. It was like 180,000 Derby or something like that.
Yeah, I have a list over here. Let me pull it up.
Which is what? That's $22.50 US dollars.
Yes, sir. All right, let's look at these.
I've gotten really good at multiplying and dividing things by 80 because of Derby conversions.
It's like football math.
Yeah. Well, I'm always impressed with your quick parlay math.
You know, it's one of those dirty secrets where it's like it's not that difficult.
No, it's not. It's not.
But it seems difficult, and so it's like, yeah. It's you know, once you learn, it's like, oh, this isn't that complicated. All right, let me. All right, I found my notes, and and that's an area where I'd say like just looking at sales, like we're seeing lots of horses being sold still, and I think that's certainly promising.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see.
And I mean, we have some new ones that we listed that'll be talking about later, but we're starting to put out some very good stuff on the sales market that we just kind of don't have room for everything right now. So
we've also made a choice to race less stuff. So it's It's because okay. So here is the latest one. Let me get a
We're
copy.
going for quality and quantity over quantity, but it's more complex than that. Okay, yeah. So this one just sold, right?
Yeah, so we go to the ledger. You can see this was picked up from RVA Racing for 180K Derby. So, like you were saying, a little bit over 2K. Given Stables, who don't look now, Bowser. I believe last time I looked at the standings for the revenue in the season that they are atop the board. Maybe
You
I'm
know
gonna look
what's
at.
cool about being more into left turf now? I've noticed is like there is like a kind of a few different stables that aren't really left dirt the way so it's like we see
New stables.
we see absolute horsepower everywhere, but then you see like sloppy steaks, for example, like see them all over in left turf. They're great. Most a primarily left turf firm operation. If you're watching the show or whatever, reach out, man. I want to talk shop with you.
All right, you got to see this. So, real quick side, but here's the season 36 leaders for earnings.
So I'll just say right off the top of my head right now, I know I think I have lined up for us breeds for this upcoming season with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 6 of those top 10, which is pretty interesting.
Well, what stands out to me is that Given Stables, with only 319 starts,
dude,
compared
to
Zedge and Tombstone up here, and even Absolute Horsepower, to be pulling in 831. I mean, very impressive start to the season for Given Stables, who's making a real push. Anyway, picks up this bad boy, which now that we're a little bit more familiar with the left turf, look at the bloodline here.
Well, so I mean, just look how much earnings is in this bloodline. Father New Pope 350K, his father 230K. Then you go to the great grandparents, the 160, 680, 380. I mean,
well, Haka is a great old school horse. We've seen the blood in a ton of the new age stuff.
Yeah,
and then on the mom side, I'm not familiar with much over here.
And I'll say this: when you look at like left turf right now, when you find high end star horses, you're almost always gonna have some absolute horsepower genetics. Like Absolute Horsepower does an amazing job of breeding these left turf, soft, high star horses. They might be the best in the game at it.
Well, he has all the good horses.
Yeah,
it's easy when you got all the good horses. I mean, you see how much of his horses are throughout this bloodline.
Yeah, that's
anyway. So yeah, this horse again sold for 180. I believe it finished in. Yeah, it did not win the Harbor Classic, but we're looking, which pretty impressive winnings considering it did not win a Harbor Classic. Makes me actually want to scroll down this to see what. Just picked up some just consistent big wins along the way, which almost makes it more impressive. 150K in the juvenile Rising Stars, but just a lot of sustained excellence. Like look at all those first places, Bowser.
Oh yeah, and go back up to the top on this one. Another thing too is you gotta like the stars, like 5 stars on the direction and surface, but only 1 star soft. That actually gives us a lot more value when you think about it because of the emerging left turf firm market. If you could, there's enough horses that are kind of heavy on the firm but lower on left and turf stars. So you could breed him with the right, like he could potentially create some very good LTF horses, I'll say.
Yeah, and then what do you think about the subgrades in general now that you've been poking your head around that side of the stable a bunch? Or that side of the...
I'll say this: it shows that speed in left turf is a valuable commodity because even this high end horse is still at S+ speed, right? I mean that shows you a lot right there. But the fact that it has the elite stamina and heart, yeah, this horse should produce stayer champions. Like.
And then here is the other one that's sold, and this is a different. Kind of a whole.
I'm interested to see what they put this one out for stud at.
You have to put it. I mean, you're not. If you're buying this, you're buying it because you think you're going to get your money back in stud fees, right? And you think so. Yeah, I mean, it will be.
And you want to have as many cracks at it for the cheaper price as possible too.
Yeah, and also highlights the low. I mean, this horse performed in spite of temper too, which is pretty interesting to see this kind of result. Interesting that it was a better juvenile as well. All right, let's look at horse number 2. This one is not run yet, so it's a completely different type of sale. This one was sold to what kind of shiftiness is this? All right, so this was sold from Not to Disappoint to Wild Stallions. Or no, from Wild. Sorry, from.
This is not on the level.
What did we just stumble into?
Did we just uncover? Because first off, when I saw the horses, I'm like, how is an S+ male with shit stars selling for big money? First off,
yeah, I wonder what this is. I mean, you're only paying a fee to the market to sell it for this much.
I think is it some kind of pump and dump scheme?
I don't know. I just pulled. I pulled some of the. So this is. I only had the 2 sales. Let me see if there's another one here.
Is it we're gonna base the next sales price on the last few sold, and so you do one as a fake sale for a shitload?
I don't know. Is that what's going on
the
here?
market? I don't know.
We need
hey, I'm not one for conspiracy theories. I'm absolutely one for conspiracy theories. But yeah. I would like, if anybody knows what's going on with this, feel free to let us know. I'll say that.
Not to disappoint you.
Not to disappoint.
All right,
we might have to ask Bryce about this one too. See what he knows.
We might have to. We might have. This is like a deep throat situation.
Yeah, dude. We need informants, dude. I'll say we need someone.
What were the names of the reporters for the
Woodward and Bernstein?
One of them was like, did you know that one of them was a naval intelligence officer?
Yeah,
before
Bob Woodward. Yeah, dude, he's like the CIA plant, dude. Like that
before. How is this not a bigger story? Your first job, your first big story out of the Naval Intelligence Agency is Watergate.
It shows because the CIA plants people throughout the media. I mean, this is that's why we get so many bad corporate media takes. It's like literally fucking state propaganda in some ways. And so, I mean, don't get me started on this shit, but
I was saying, we might be shifting the topic of the episode. As everyone knows, we may be launching a show called More Questions Than Answers.
I want in on that one too, dude. Because I got
Bowser sounds like he's going to be part of the team that helps us come up with the topics.
Yeah, I'll definitely be in on that.
All right, let's. Well, then, yeah, I don't think I have any.
Okay, so Wild Stallions is racing for Yellowstone. Okay, so it's like a vassal stable, so to speak. If we were to break this down to old royal,
maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's just a.
Oh, they won a major, probably paid him his split there. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that's how you. Oh, all right.
Okay.
That is how you would keep it on the books. It also kicks the game a little something, which is nice.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we don't have
interesting. All right, so then I don't have.
Yeah, but it is kind of crazy. The guy who worked for Naval Intelligence all of a sudden stumbles upon and uncovers a CIA conspiracy to take out Nixon and all this stuff, and then after that, dude, he went on to write this really controversial book about the death of John Belushi.
All right, so. I'm gonna flip this over to her. I do know this, and I learned about it listening to someone else talk about it who was friends with Belushi, and just talking about how much like this guy did not know Belushi. This book is bullshit.
The book was total bullshit. Everybody that knew him said fucking crock of shit, and they ended up making a movie based on that book a few years later, but they couldn't get the rights to any of the old SNL sketches. So they had to make up fake sketches. So instead of like the bumblebees, it was some other stupid thing. Like
really, wow.
Yeah. It was Michael Chiklis. Have you ever watched The Shield?
Oh, The Shield is a great show.
He played the Belushi in that, and it wasn't very good.
The Shield is like I know it's not a mob movie, or mob show. But it's very good.
No, it is because it's about the LAPD and they're fucking gangsters.
It's about crooked ass LA, yeah, and it's
LAPD and LA sheriff literally have their own gangs that operate within the departments. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a great show. Michael Chiklis, good job in that.
Walter Goggins in that show too. Fucking
they play good bad guys, if you know what I mean, or bad guys that are good guys who are bad, whatever it is.
When I lived in Echo Park, they actually shot a lot of that. They used my apartment building for a lot of shoots there.
I was gonna say it was shot in and around a lot of places. I remember that place. I used to pick you up, Bowser, on the way to football on Sundays.
No, that was the East Hollywood one. My Echo Park place was over there right off Sunset, right by like the Gold Room and shit.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I used to be able to walk to Dodger Stadium like 10 minutes. It was awesome.
Nice. And an interesting nugget, halfway between where Bowser lived and where I lived at the time in West Hollywood, there was a comical gay Mexican bar where you would have you'd have these Mexican dudes done up in their like best. It's like the rodeo out here mixed with West Hollywood.
Yeah, like the gay cowboys
mixed with like heavy, like what's the Mexican culture where they play like that old school music?
One time I was coming from the west side, I got off the bus right there, and a bunch of those dudes started like freaking me when I got off the bus. And, like the cowboys.
You don't seem like the kind of guy that would randomly get freaked with. Okay,
I know. A lot of those guys were my neighbors there. Sunday nights, you'd always hear like their boots click-clacking down the hall where I lived.
That's pretty funny. All right, so we do have some before we hop into our Foals. I did want to just quickly flash our. Wait, this is. Let me just refresh this. I'm only showing the 0-year-olds. What's going on here? I'm just gonna reset all the way. I've noticed that sometimes my filters will get sticky.
Yeah, sometimes you got to clear them out. I've noticed that too.
Okay, so here's what we got left that we haven't given away. That is still listed. We have a not a lot. So we have a 2-year-old.
So yeah, you could get this one, erase it right now. This foal right here. So and I'll say this. Okay, that one at the top, compared to some of the sales prices we've seen, this is a pretty good value for an S Plus filly right now, because you'll be able to breed it as soon as next season if it doesn't perform on the track for you. But I've noticed basically for people that are trying to get SS minuses from their S Plus fillies and they're not quite hitting the mark yet, I've noticed there's essentially 2 tiers here, right? And we saw this with our S horses, where those first S horses didn't produce a lot of S pluses, no matter how many S pluses we bred with them. It was their kids that started producing the S pluses, right? And so the same thing we're going to see with the S plus side is like, it's going to take you pounding that SS minus blood in for a generation or two before you probably get. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got the one that was like an S to an S plus to give it. There are going to be outlier rolls, but for the most part, you want to build on it. You don't want to move it up too quick, because then it's not going to have a lot of teeth when it gets there. If that makes any sense.
So just looking at the sales of S plus foals in left turf over the last week or so, I'd say the average price is closer to $1,500, and so you're probably looking at a horse that's going for 50% of what the average price is, and that includes males. So this is to your point, Bowser, this is probably a nice pickup. The only other one that's not a 0-year-old is Foal of Beverly Hills Madam. This is a colt. Again, the average price for these S pluses and this one's left dirt, probably right around $1,200, maybe a little higher. So again, you're getting a discount. We're selling it for cheaper than we bred it for. And so
now, then when we get into these 0-year-olds, so we have listed some of these for more about what we bred for, maybe for a little profit. But like, I want to point out that Foal of Cocky Ain't She, because what I was just saying with the S plus tier system, I truly believe this filly will be able to produce SS minus horses for whoever buys it. And so if you look at the dad, Evander here, very good speed profile, got some good heart. And then, yeah, he's got decent stars too. So the stars didn't necessarily translate to this generation, but we know it's in the blood, right? And so
pretty dense on the dad side too. That you're gonna when this is, I would imagine the breed reports will show good ceilings on left and dirt here.
Yep. So I mean, and like it's kind of weird, just So, but I do think that this horse, like just kind of looking at it, like notice how it's been building up this S+ profile on this mare side, and now we finally plug in the SS- on the other side, where I think this is gonna be a higher end, like subgrade S+ female.
Certainly, one of the things I like to look at is like density of a grade in a family tree, and when I see how the heart is good everywhere, it makes me think this line has heart. You know, like this line has the ability. Like this horse is going to bring heart with it, and we all know you can't win a goddamn thing without heart. Any of these other ones you want to give a shout out to, or I mean, Mona Lisa Swat. This is a hell of a horse, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that one has potential to be really good. I was kind of hoping. Basically, the only reason why we're putting this for sale is I was hoping for a female on this roll. We'll probably do something like with this similar.
I'm not going to be mad if we have to race this one.
Yeah, exactly. But Hot Crawfish comes through Law of the Dial, former major champion. Hot Crawfish has produced some pretty good horses for us so far, it seems. Just like he was able to produce an S+ on S+, SS- for us last season. Hopefully he'll have more of that in the future for us. But with his stars and some of those grades, like, dude, he's no joke.
Yeah. I like this. Like I said, I'll be happy if we have to end up racing this one. And then, yeah, we also have some down here at the minimum of 800. And so, yeah, it's pretty easy to search for shit that we're listing. You can just go to our stable and click the for sale tab. All right, let's move over to our foals. Yeah.
And hey, if you buy one of the ones that we have listed for like more than we bred it for, how about they go to the front of the line for our next giveaway?
Oh. Yeah, all right. So basically any of the ones that are listed for greater than 2,000?
Yeah.
Nice. So we're going to throw in a free, but what you're saying is we're going to throw in a giveaway horse.
Yes. It'll be a buy one, get one free. You buy one of the higher end ones, you get a free one.
You get one of those $10. Nice. Okay. All right. I like that. All right. Let's talk about our foals.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped with this Foals day. I got to say, man, like 5 SS- ties the most we've gotten in a season. I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but like realistically, I had a number about 15 I thought were possible, but you're not going to get, one bats 1,000 in this. So I feel like batting 300 here is pretty good ratio, because we always talk about trying 20% is kind of what we're shooting for, right? On the hit rate. So,
great horse ratio.
Yeah. So if we're just on terms of the grade alone, 33% I'll take, man. I'll take that.
Agreed. All right. Any of them you want to highlight?
Yeah, definitely the Foal of Ascend of the Throne. We talk about the arms race over here in left turf. I think we could probably sell this horse for a decent amount, if I'm being quite honest. But I want to race this horse for sure. But Harvey Wallbanger, the dad, won the Harbor Classic Gallop 2 seasons ago. He's a 5-year-old right now, and we bred him with our horse Ascend to the Throne, who was because of the major schedule and the retirement and stuff and the breeding schedule, it's great now because we were able to run her into major, then retire her and get a full for her for this season, instead of having to wait until next season to get a full out of it. So we already got the first full. We got the up roll to SS-. We got a stud, which I like in this, because if this truly is like with Kingslayer as the great grandfather, Harvey Wallbanger now as the dad, like, dude, this could be a real, this horse has pedigree up the ass, dude. Like, I mean, look at the fucking great grandparents. Like, look at Marilyn Monroe, 1.4 million in earnings, Kingslayer, 1.2 million in earnings. Like, this is no joke, dude, of a fucking bloodline. Like,
yeah, and to your point, looking at Ascend to the Throne, who finished in 8th in the Harbor Classic on a fast track, so not a bad result. The But yeah, I mean, I get the sense that we're going to be popping a lot of SS minuses out of this horse.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, all we're missing is speed. This
Which is a lot of left turf is kind of missing speed. So it doesn't put us that much far behind the 8-ball in that, but if we can get the speed up on this, yeah, I think we can really put something special together here.
Pop it with that new Pope horse we looked at earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the sense that this is going to be a horse that gives us a lot of good children.
This horse is probably very close to being an SS minus in its own right. I mean,
well, yeah, it's a +3 with fairly even distribution. It wouldn't, it doesn't take much to see. And I wait, so I was going to say I should almost pull up the breed report.
Yeah, go for it.
Because it is, I mean, again, it's always interesting to see once you see the subgrades to kind of get an idea.
Yeah, this could be a very, very good horse for us, though. And it shows that, hey, it took us a few months here, but we started putting more focus on left turf, and we're really starting to see the results now,
Yeah, we're not boxed in on speed. We have some upward movement. We don't have, some of the traits aren't exactly wide gates, but they're coming with a pretty high floor. And the low ones are coming with a decent ceiling. And so when you see this breed report, you're kind of expecting SS maybe a -1 SS minus, maybe better.
I think we probably got S plus speed and temper. If I'm being, we got probably the higher end on those tails probably.
Or we get some ridiculous what's cool about this bloodline is the potential of what heart can be, and that again for major champions you need to
and the stamina too, dude. That's.
So what are we running this thing based on this breed report?
I would say it's probably a gallop runner, because usually the stayers have a higher finish ceiling.
Yeah. Start and stamina. Start speed and stamina work well together in a gallop runner. All right. Any other? You want to?
Oh yeah. Go back to our foals. Yeah. There's a couple others. All right. So the foal of Local Hustler. I want to highlight this one because we've had some very, very good results with Local Hustler here. Just in general, she's bred 4 times for us now and produced 3 SS minuses, and so she's definitely on the higher end of that curve I'm talking about. You need to be on the higher end of the S plus curve to consistently do this. And well, she's proven that she can do this for us, right? And a couple of these, look at that Kaiser in, that's a nice star profile for that filly, dude, that we got that one. I mean, that was last season. But yeah, just the fact that she's produced both LDF and LDS because of her star profile makes us a very valuable mare for us still. Absolutely.
All right. So you were saying,
but yeah, no. Go to the bloodline here. You look at Leroy. Didn't really do much on the track himself, but man, look at that grade distribution.
That's a nice +1. You're not really sacrificing anything.
Yeah, this was kind of one of those things where I was I felt like we were kind of I didn't quite, I knew the stars weren't going to be too great, but it was one of those yeah, this pretty much is going to guarantee us an SS minus horse on the,
I can tell you why it didn't do anything on the track, because it didn't run as a 3-year-old.
Well, that'll do it.
Which, I might have kept running this thing.
Yo, Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, he's got that big time star and even across the way, except for the downgraded speed. But in left dirt, speed isn't really a problem for us to find. So very excited what this horse, and the fact that it's a stud. I'm excited because I think if we got her finish maybe, and cause she's pretty even across. I don't know. This is probably a very well distributed horse. There's probably not a real major weakness on this one outside of the turn stars or whatever, direction stars.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, with this finish heart combo, unless we get destroyed in an area, it should be competitive, I'd expect. Like this actually is the kind of horse that I would be tempted to put into the opening G1.
Yeah. I mean, because he's probably got, to your point, probably got some serious heart, right? And so
so you want to that might early season G1, G2, like your heart can carry you in there, especially if you get the distance right.
My girlfriend is in the chat calling out Leroy.
What's up, Jen? All right, let's all right, moving along. So I do like I like that one, although maybe not my favorite kid from Local Hustler.
No, yeah, I mean that one we got last season with the high direction and surface stars and a filly. That's like becomes when she goes to hit the barn, she's gonna be one of our best breeders, I feel. So
the horse I'm looking forward to most in this class is, well, I think there's two. One is, and I'm sure you're on board with me, but just getting a full from one of our SS minus fillies.
The first SS minus filly we retired at that, yeah.
So this one this is another one where maybe it's like, are we going to talk ourselves into this horse opening with a nice G1 or something like that? But I mean, yeah, anything you want to add on the Duchessa?
Well, we talked about this one, right? And we were talking about this the other night, just with breeding this horse. I noticed like right out the gate when we retired her, and I was looking for good studs for her, there were about 3-4 options that I really liked. And it was kind of easy for us to choose the order of them because it was like there was like clearly like a price tiering to them. And the way we've seen it with these stud prices, they go down over time where it's like, well, yeah, you just do the cheapest one first and then the next one, and then save the most expensive one for the last of that rotation. And you'll probably end up getting a better deal overall in it. But I knew because we talked about her last season with her triple S minus start. I mean, that is just ridiculous for a sprinter profile. But you go up to the horse that we bred her with, I felt he was, even though he was the cheapest, I still think he was the best overall match for her. I think they balance each other out in a lot of ways. There's good stars. Like, yeah.
Well, and so, yeah, we didn't necessarily get the best of the star roll, but to your point, we have such a strong start heart profile. We just need to fill in speed probably, and we are immediately an interesting sprinter. Here's the breed report, which you want to talk about wide outcomes. This is a breed, like this is the kind of breed report you go, you put the sock on your door when you're viewing, because I mean, my goodness, what could this be? What could we end up with here, Bows?
Well, and the fact that it's a filly is awesome because we're only going to build more on this, and the more we can get that finish and like stamina, speed, and kind of balance this out, this is where we're going to start getting. This could be the beginning of us getting our first SS horse kind of thing.
Yeah, 2 generations away. That would be fun. I can't wait for that day. So very much looking forward to this one as well. I mean, again, it feels like the kind of horse like maybe there's a 40-60% G1 5 furlongs to start the season.
I think, dude, yeah, I think this is one of those like for sure we should be pushing this in a G1 right out the gate. Like I agree with you, and a sprint. Like we know it's going to have high end start and high end heart. Hopefully we get something in the middle there to push it through. But yeah. And like if this thing can be competitive like 6, 7, 8 furlongs, even better.
I'm actually going to make a note right now. G1.
Yeah.
Make the same note for Local Hustler. All right, last one of the early or of the SS. We kind of are just going through all.
And the thing is too is you got to realize when you get to these like so for this full too, like we were hoping that the LDS world blows up more, but. And realistically, she could be bred to LDF too. We can just find the best left dirt horse to breed her with.
And you can see there is LDF in her lineage, and so
you don't have that half star soft without having a lot of both in your bloodline throughout the history. Like
another one I'm excited about. Again, I always get caught up on who the parents are, but. This is I believe, is this our first? I'm probably wrong, but this is a common at SS minus. Did we already create one of these?
Yeah,
no?
yeah, we got like 1 or 2 of those last season.
Okay,
so
I'm in on this one as well. Didn't get a great star roll, but I
believe this is the second SS minus we've got with this combo.
Oh, all right, let me.
I could be wrong though, dude.
I'm gonna pull up the breed report. So this is Turning Stone, which shout out to the Turning Stone in Verona, New York. First place I gambled legally.
Oh yeah, the first place I get. It's hard to say. The first what if I gambled legally underage? Does that count?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was 17.
Yeah, I was 17 on a cruise ship. I told the story on hey, you go to the SGPN Patreon.
Oh yeah,
Patreon. And I tell the story of my craps run as a 17-year-old on a cruise ship. So
yeah, I had to give the chips to my buddy. It was getting dicey. They actually did card me and kick me out.
When I was like 20, I came out here for the Sweet 16 weekend, and it was like a year before I turned 21, and I hit on a slot for a hand pay, and it was only like $75 back then. I was shitting bricks. I was at the start, and the lady came over. And she's like, "Oh, if you would have paid more, I would have paid. You would have paid this much more. You would have." And I was like, "Thank God I paid the minimum on this." Because anything more than like $75 here that she's giving me would have definitely raised some fucking and I didn't even have a fake ID, so I mean it was
all right. This breed report, the Commandant breed report with Turning, there's a reason we did it more than once, because that is a nice breed report.
Yeah. And there's a outcome here where we hit a 9-star roll, by the way. I don't know if you see that on the report.
Yeah, no, so yeah, you're right. We have a 1-year-old colt also with this pairing. So very excited to get these on the track. I feel like we might as well just talk about the last SS minus, since we've
we've covered them all. Yeah, the full of up anti-tail. This is when we retired last season and immediately fired with our guy Italian Herpes.
Yeah, we like this guy.
Shout out to Italian Herpes. I noticed he sold out this last season, and he wasn't really selling much before that. So we were sharp to the market on that one of getting there before getting to the front of the line there, and
to get herpes.
Yeah, to get the first dose of herpes from him. But I mean, anybody who knows ball, man, dude, this is a fucking killer. Even though he didn't win a whole lot, and his bloodline necessarily hasn't won a whole lot. Look at those grades. That's elite finish, elite speed, great temper. This is the kind. Like right now, I notice like temper, finish, and speed can be the weakness in some of our horses. So why don't we want to get this guy in here as much as possible? Like
it's an even. I mean, it's a strong profile. Just to show you the mom's profile.
I kind of feel like he was ran incorrectly. Maybe I don't know. But now you look at the mom's profile. Okay, obviously we want to upgrade that temper, but this could be a very strong grade profile, dude. Like, this and it's really strong.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna say it's certainly there's a lot of strength in these breeds. Now, when we look at the breed report, knowing that this came out in SS minus, it's like, okay, so something went up. Like I don't.
And I feel like both this horse is going to be eligible for a lot, because these are both just kind of random parents that come from a lot of random horses. So there's not a lot of the key ones in the bloodline that we're trying to avoid. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean this one could be fun too, man. All right. Let's move on to the next season already. I'm already thinking about it. All right. Any other S pluses you want to talk about? I can slow scroll through them.
Yeah, slow scroll. There was a couple of there was one of the LTF ones I was really excited for. Well, that Gift of a Lifetime one I think could be very good for us, just with that star profile. Like,
yeah, I mean, anytime we hit the 6 left turf or directional and surface stars, it feels good.
Yeah, so
it feels perfect.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'll show you. This is from what's the IWR stand
Italian
for?
Wine Racing.
Yeah, there you go. Some more Italian. Shout out to the Italians out there. I do have a lower. Here's I do have a couple lower ones I'm interested in. First of all, full of offsides. This is one on top of having. I love all of the horses we have with the gray coats. Always look so sick.
Yeah.
And nice star profile here. We'll see if this can get anything done. This is a he's ready to gig kid.
Yeah, he's ready to gig with offsides. That's a very nice pairing for us.
Actually, this is a good opportunity.
He's ready to gig. By the way, he's now in there cheaper because of the new. He's only 3,000 now, but he is up-rolled. Like most of his kids, even though he hasn't produced any SS minuses. These have all turned out to be very strong graded S pluses. Look at Taco Mama. She came out like she definitely got the best of his traits there, and up, with that finish and heart and stuff. I mean.
So close, we're getting there, but yeah, lots of opportunities in the heat. He's ready to gig. Pile.
Yeah, those first 3 daughters of his that we got immediately became 3 of our best breeders overnight. Just throwing out. I mean, so like he's definitely worth it at 3K right now, 100%.
Well, what I was actually scrolling through to look at is like we don't really have too many examples of like here's the dud. Like there's a couple duds, but it's like of the S pluses, really one complete dud, maybe a couple. Pretty good hit rate so far.
Yep.
All right. So and then
I mean, when 2 of his kids immediately qualified for majors the first year they're eligible, that shows you like.
Now, I will say it probably also cost us a couple of, because when it's a kid of he's ready to gig, I'm like, I'll try it one more time.
No, but there was one of these LTF ones that we got. If you keep going down,
we're getting there.
We've already gone through these. So.
Yeah, we went through the ones that were on sale. Let's see. Okay,
the 6-point tees one. 6-point tees became one of our best turf breeders immediately, and she's LTF. And as you see, we were able to get more firm into the profile here, and that's what I was talking about with that one horse that for that big sale. This filly would be a good match for him, right? Because as long as we kind of fill out that left and turf, but we're keeping that firm side. Hopefully, we get the firm side, but that could be a very interesting pairing,
Yeah, and it's your point. Like 6-point tees was one of our early LTF horses that showed a little bit in the reveal, which on the LTF side, this is pretty strong. So
yeah, and also like when that social club hangout one's kind of interesting to me.
Well, social club hangout did all right. If you remember last season, it ran in the Derby. Didn't have a great showing, but
so yeah, this horse Texas Heat is a former Derby champion. They won it the season after he's ready to gig, I believe. So
we'll see how this one works. And this is Deuce's Wild line, so love that.
Yep.
And then here's a Taco Mama kid again, Derby a qualifier. And Tamale Lady, we have a lot of these. Our filly game really is. Our mare game's really gone up. Now, the horse I want to touch on is all the way down here.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna get here. Yep.
Hello,
Deuce's Wild back at. We still break her out, and so this is an in-house one we did with Bill Self. Now, Bill Self, go up to that one. That's really interesting because he's an S- from all A+, A- in the family tree kind of thing. And he's got that wild speed outlier, basically.
Where did it come from? Like, look at his family tree.
Where the fuck did that speed come from on this horse? But between that and his stars, I thought this would just be an interesting. This one only cost us 500 Derby, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was like, let's fucking fire this one. And, I just felt like this could be. I was so glad we got the filly with this one with 8 stars, because this is gonna like her mother. I feel like we can breed this up in a couple, 2-3 generations down. We're gonna have some killer S+ horses with stars out of this, So.
Yeah, and this horse, 9-star horse, this horse was able to compete with S and S+ horses back in season 17. It was crazy.
Yeah,
375K for an S-. I mean, I don't know how many S- have this kind of earnings, but my God, I mean, it has to be one of the highest.
Yeah, she did well in the Bourbon County Stakes. twice.
Yeah, let's take a look at her graph, because it's one of those where you're like, my God, like it just doesn't end. There's obviously a huge win here. You know, you win 70K Derby in a single race, but look at this. It keeps going. And I think we raced her until age 6. This was look at all these wins. Look at all these Derby wins in here. I mean, it's a hell of a, because what's the net? Yeah, 123K Derby from an S-.
It's a blessing and a curse, because so much of our LDS is related to her, you know,
Wow.
because for good reason, right?
Yeah.
But go to her kids now, because her kids now we've got some decent breeders out of her. Full Bush is one that's coming along. But come on, dude, that is a fantastic thing. Yeah, Full Bush, like because like I kind of didn't breed her for a minute, and then I realized, I'm like, dude, her stars are just too good to keep coming up through the pipeline. Like, and so yeah, Full Bush is one of these fillies of hers. I'm very 8.5 stars, dude. Like, dude.
Oh no.
yeah.
This is a great one with Chingagook.
Yeah, Chingagook, which
I might be pronouncing that wrong.
You don't want to know what that means in Spanish.
All right, so yeah, no, I wanted to highlight our
no, that Chingagook horse, that Full Bush horse, I think is going to be she's going to be fun to breed up into our SS- males over there in LDS.
But what I would say is, what we're finding from our current experiences, I'm convinced now that S- are back in.
Like single shot and stuff. Like,
yeah, I'll bring up single shot real quick, but I think just in the allowances, and even now that we have the stakes, the
low stakes showdown.
Well, no, yeah, but we have weighted stakes races, and so you get weight in a stakes race. Even I think that what that is essentially doing is it's allowing for these, like, S- horses are back in the mix. You want to look at another horse, only 22K plus on the Derby on the ledger, but similar kind of thing where we have 14 wins and 44 starts, and it's competing in the 6 and the 5-year-old. I think we actually have it. Not yet, but these S- horses can really now do damage with the weight. I feel. I know people keep telling me the S+ dominate. It's not been my experience. All right, Bowser.
Yeah, here's an S- profitable in these. So,
yeah. So I like those. I like getting a couple of those a season.
Yeah, I'm trying to sprinkle those more in here and there. It just like, it's kind of a tough spot because I don't want to not take swings at SS- to,
completely agree
that. So, but yeah, the way I see it is when our best opportunity to create unique bloodlines with like the right star profiles starts at that S- level. I truly, like, because we get from there up a notch. Yeah, this is going to be a good one too. This is an interesting one.
Well, this is another one where it's like, what do we? So we ran this in a stakes race. Again, it's weighted though, and this thing came out, and this smoked a couple of our horses, including a He's Ready to Gig kid that's pretty good down to pound. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is a nice win for an S- horse. I certainly think you shouldn't be scared off, and to think you can breed him for 500 Derby in house. I mean, you're great at the translation, Bowser, but by my math, that's like 650 or something like that.
Yeah,
$6.25
and 25 cents. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So, anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think that's about it. Or go back down to the bottom end stuff, just because I wanted to point out, like, there's obviously a common occurrence down here where, yeah, they usually have good star profiles down here. That's the whole point of breeding these lower end ones, right? And so Silver Bull's another one where that Silver Bull's a great. This horse right here is like now a grandson or great grandkid of D-Gens Only, who was an LDF horse. But it shows you how if you stay on it, we bred it with C, the Bronx Tail, it comes from Bronx Tail. But yeah, D-Gens Only is the grandmother. So we were able to get her with Petrichor and get that soft star. We got that roll, right? And so now all of a sudden, this good LDF horse we had and that bloodline is now on the LDS side of the track, which makes us unique over there. And so now we were able to plug that in with the Deuces Wild bloodline up here. And I just find this one to be pretty interesting for us. I think this has some potential.
Well, by Deuces Wild, you mean her sister Bronx Tail, who
yeah.
possibly been a better breeder. And C has been an interesting piece now for us. Kind of, we keep seeing these like generation down the line becomes the better breeder, and then rest is history.
But go back up to the top on this one. Just I wish we would have gotten the female here, right? Because I feel like that star profile on a female could possibly do some damage in this stuff.
Sweet, man. Well, I think we did it all.
Yeah.
I think we should save our I was actually thinking about this. I think we maybe save our in memory of for after the holidays.
Okay, that sounds good.
Keep it light. So it's Christmas is Thursday. There is a chance we do an episode on Friday, so stay tuned. We'll see.
It is opening day at Santa Anita, so I wouldn't mind giving up for that.
So I'd say we're 50-50 to do an episode next Friday around this time. And then, week 3 and 4, we'll be back to regular schedule. We'll do another episode on Friday for week 3, and then the Derby stream once again on Saturday. I don't know if we'll have any horses in this one. We'll see. We'll have to stay tuned for that one. Palace Guard is maybe our best shot.
Well, we do look good once again for the big boy in the Harbor Classic this season. So
we did come in second in the opening G1, so always a good starting place. Almost hard to not make it if you get points in that first race.
Yeah.
Look forward to the rest of the season. Hit us up if you got questions. Hit us up. We're gonna probably if we don't do an episode next week, we will do a heavy breeding episode week 3. So.
Which we might have a special guest for too, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. If not, in general, I think we're going to start doing a little bit more on the guest side. Bowser, anything else before we get out of here?
No,
I have some bets to get in. I have some. You want to throw any college basketball, college football, NFL? You want to give the people?
Actually, yeah, dude. Hey guys, best college football. I know there's all these playoff games. But I think the best game on the board this weekend is I sound like fucking Colby here, but Montana State, Brawl of the Wild, FCS semifinals. Dude, that game's gonna be off the hook. I love Montana getting the +6 there. Really love that, dude. That's gonna be a really good that's gonna be a fun game to watch. And they're gonna be playing that like 2 feet of snow. Can't wait to watch that one. So yeah, I got Montana +6 there. And tonight, dude, hey, I was able to get in on Oklahoma when they were +1. I believe now they're like -2. So let's fucking go CLV. Let's get that. I was talking to my brother this morning, and we were both kind of hating on that game because it guarantees at least one SEC team gets a win in this.
I'm with you. I think DeBauer's teams are soft. I think that Oklahoma is going to come with some defense, and I don't see why this would be any different than the game we already saw. I'm with you. I like just in general, my playoff picks. Give me the big dogs. Give me the my favorite bet is Texas A&M. I'm also on Oklahoma.
I'm on that too.
All right.
See Daquan in the chat. Montana State going to kill it. Yeah, they do look great right now. I just feel like +6 seems a little too much in a high stakes rivalry playoff game. So
I'm with Daquan. I mean, I'm on the home team, so we'll see. But that's a system play. I was told you always take the home team in the Brawl of the Wild. That's just what someone told me once, and then he took the other side. So what do I know? If you want more college football, check out the College Football Experience, the College Basketball Experience, nightly college basketball episodes, sports gambling podcast on this channel 5 nights a week. Football. We will be live on VSiN, Sirius XM channel 158, YouTube TV. VSiN Watch app tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. We'll be breaking it all down. We got Colby calling in, talking college playoff, in with some pleaser card action and some ladders. And if we don't talk to you guys until the holiday, happy holidays. Bowser, would you like a holiday present on the way out?
Sure.
I have a female that we can retire. Would you like to?
Let's
Would
do
you?
it.
It's Starless, Duchess, and Turning Stone.
So yeah, this is look at we still haven't hit the SS minus in this level. Look how much SS minus is in this leading up to her, where it's like you keep getting these S pluses, trying to get like.
So this one, so this is a good example of how the game has changed. This is a horse we would have continued to run. We would have found spots for it, but its ceiling is probably allowance, maybe claimers. And, you know, I know that Bowser is collecting pieces that can potentially help on the LDS side. And in general, we keep finding as our horses get older, they get better. And so, yeah, this one could have a good reveal too. So are we retiring it?
That's it.
Oh.
Ooh. Well,
Okay.
I talked about wanting to get that elite speed into our stable more on both dirt and turf area. So you gotta love that reveal, right? I mean, what is this? A +2?
+2. Just off the top of my head, I'd imagine this might create some extra breeding work for you this season.
Absolutely,
maybe.
it will.
Well, especially because it's in play for soft. So
yeah, and hopefully this is a match for like Commandant. Ideal. Like if this is a good match for Commandant, that'd be amazing. Because I feel like.
Oh, I can check that for you real quick.
I'm not a positive, but
I like how it's gotten to the point where you can't even. It's too hard for you to tell.
Like there's just so many moving pieces. Like, it's
let's see what compatible.
Yeah, I had a feeling it would be. That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this could be a very interesting pairing with him, I think. Or even Colinelli or other.
I actually let's do one more. I have one more female for us to retire.
Damn right.
Last one, and then
we're
right,
Japan. It is dab time.
Yeah, last one, and then it is truly dab time to get out of here. All right, Good Ship Lollipop. Another one. Not a ton of good results in the history.
Shout out to the Shirley Temple song I named it after.
This is a S parent or S dad because I can see from our stable.
So this is where I get kind of clever putting stuff together at times. And this one, yeah, we got the uproll with -110 coming out of Samurai.
Coming from Samurai. So let's another one that I'm good if we want to retire. Again, small stars on the firm. Maybe it's usable. Oh. Let's see. +1, +2,
and that's what I'm saying. When you get these uproll horses, it's like, yeah, I got the cosmetic grade and all that, but under the hood, it's actually kind of
yeah. This happens more often than it doesn't. Although it's an interesting mix, but yeah, probably not.
We don't really have any use for it. Now, if this was 0-star or even half-star firm, maybe. But that 1-star firm, it gets a little difficult to cross it over and whatnot. We have better stuff. We have better.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Good show. Good stuff. We got some horses retired. We got some talked about some foals. Talked about some sales, and yeah, new changes in the game are all positive. I do encourage everyone to check out all the documentation. I even learned some things as someone who is in the game every day.
I see on Twitter, Steph Smalls responded to us saying she needs to get her stable going. That's damn right you do, Steph.
Oh, so. Well, what do we know?
Yeah, look who wants to join the party. The cool kids now want to sit down at the table with us, huh?
Bowser has offered his time. Yeah, get in. You don't need to start with. You don't have to be like us and have 1 million horses. But if you do want to see, if you want to see what it looks like to have a problem, how many horses do we have right now, Bowser?
Like 910.
910 is
some of those, I believe, on the books are technically dead.
Yeah, it's a lot of horses. We're horse guys. All right, let's get out of here. I got a huge card of NFL to get in paper tickets. I just cashed a massive parlay. Nothing better than cashing tickets at the sports book when they ban the money up into $10,000 stacks.
Ooh.
So yeah, I got some stuff to do downstairs. Bonus pick for me this weekend, NFL. Tennessee Titans beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh,
Take the money line. Take them. Yeah, sorry. I used to love Gardner Minshew. I just think that he's not Patrick Mahomes, and that offensive line has been carried by Patrick Mahomes recently. All right, Bowser, let's get out of here. It's been a good show.
Yeah.
I will see. I think we'll end up. I think we'll end up doing a show next week. I think
so. Yeah.
I'll be with the family, and I'll be like, listen, family, I need to get a horse show done on the day after Christmas.
It's like, especially like, hey, look, kids, Dad loves you and all that, but really need to go talk about some sweet horse sex. So
here's what I'll say. I'm not going to commit to noon, but I think if we do it a little later, it will work. So I'll see you next Friday.
Sounds good.
We worked it out. Yeah, good stuff, everyone. Hit us up if you have questions. Hit us up if you're planning on maybe breeding with us. Like Bowser said, any purchases over 2K Derby, we'll throw a free one in. And then, hit us up if you want to breed with our stuff. We're definitely down for bulk discounts.
Yeah, and also, dude, we got some really good S Plus stuff in there. So if you're looking to like I keep saying, like, you got to arrange your cards correctly. So now, by the way, now with the difference in price between S Plus and SS minuses, pay attention, because you could be paying for the same subgrade profiles essentially, but it came out an S Plus and not an SS minus on some of these. So would you rather pay up for the -2 -3 SS minus, or pay down for the +3 S Plus kind of thing?
Yeah, I think S Plus probably, but you never know. Maybe it gives you higher potential.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. We'll be back, and like I said, hit us up. We're around. We got lots of stuff. We're moving and shaking right now. So hit us up if you want to do some breed deals this week or this season.
Yep.
And Bowser, good luck this weekend. Good luck to us on the track. And until next week, how do I finish the show? Let it ride.
Saturday night and the lights go hot. SGPN on the mic at the Derby spot. Virtual Kentucky running live on the stream. 3 big races, 30 large in the dream.
10 grand heat after heat in the globe.